Jaylen Brown is a future NBA superstar, and I think that it's time for people to start recognizing it. He's one of the best young talents in the league, and he's starting to make that push this year into that all-star caliber player. I do not see Jaylen Brown as a second option on the team. I see him as a legitimate co-star, sort of like an AD LeBron pairing, when at any given point he can become the best player on the court. Before we get into today's video, yo, what is up guys? It is your boy and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is going to be talking about Jaylen Brown and how he has been so great in the first 7 games. Jaylen Brown has always been one of my favorite players in the NBA. I've always seen him as a high IQ player, and he's always been one of those great two-way players in the league. I just love his game and I love watching him play. And I had zero doubts when it came to Jaylen Brown. I always thought that he was going to be one of the best players in the league, and that was because of his style of game. Because while I don't necessarily believe that Jaylen Brown has a higher ceiling than Jayson Tatum, I believe that Tatum can, if he lives up to his expectations, can be a better player than Jaylen Brown. I like the fact that Jaylen Brown knows how to pick his spots. I believe that he's a smarter player than Jayson Tatum. I believe that at times Jayson Tatum falls too much in love with the three. I think sometimes he just throws up a contested three when he could make a smarter decision with the basketball. And that's exactly what you see out of Jaylen Brown. He's not always taking up a contested three or a bad shot, but he knows when to pick his spots and when to shoot. Jaylen Brown is an extremely intelligent person, and you see that on the court because he knows where to get to his spots, when to get to them, when to dish, when to be aggressive, when to be passive and let other people get their shots up. He's just so intelligent on both ends of the court. I love his game. And it's because he has this intelligence, it allows him to become more of a consistent player than Jayson Tatum, who I do have sometimes doubts about how good he can be as a first option on the NBA squad. But not to make this video about Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown has been nothing short of sensational for the Boston Celtics. He has really stepped up his scoring, which he went from about 20 points per game, which was great last year, to 28 points this season. Now, it is a small sample because we are 7 games in, but I do believe that Jaylen Brown is a legitimate all-star this year. And if Jaylen Brown keeps playing at the level that we know he can like this, and Jayson Tatum continues to ascend and become the player that he can be, then this Boston Celtics team is going to be dangerous for several years. People have to remember just how young these guys are, and they're not even in their primes yet. Now, you might attribute some of this points per game to the fact that Kemba Walker has been injured and he hasn't been playing, so that does play a factor, but I do believe that even if Kemba Walker comes back, they're still going to allow Jaylen Brown to do his thing, and he should still be one of the main scorers on that team because he's that lethal. And for me, it's not even just the fact that he's averaging 28 points per game. It's the fact that he's doing it on such great efficiency. He's doing it on 60% shooting from the field. That is absolutely absurd. He's doing it from 43% shooting from the three-point line. That is absolutely sensational. Now, Jaylen Brown hasn't been that great from the free throw line, but if he can keep up this level of production from the field, he is always going to be a threat anytime he steps onto the court, and he's always going to put his team in great positions to win. The more and more I watch the Boston Celtics, the more I realize this is going to come down more to Jayson Tatum. If Jayson Tatum can live up to the hype that he can be and be the player that we know he can be, more aggressive, maybe become a little bit smarter and a little bit more efficient, then this Boston Celtics team is absolutely lethal. And they could be as lethal as soon as this year, making a push into the Eastern Conference again and hopefully even make the finals. Not only is Jaylen Brown giving you great efficiency on the offensive end, but he's also giving you great defensive abilities as well. I think that's something that's also very underrated when it comes to Jaylen Brown, which is a lot of people always never really understood Jaylen Brown because before he was this great offensive player, he was always a great defensive player. He always had great defensive potential, and even coming into the league, he was always a great two-way player. So the fact that Jaylen Brown can play great defense and now even better offense, it just makes this team even more lethal and it gives them a better weapon to use. I believe that Jaylen Brown is a legitimate all-star this year, and he should make the all-star team if he continues to play like this. And the Boston Celtics have a true great future ahead of them if this continues to happen. I just love the maturity in Jaylen Brown's game. He already just seems to be playing like a vet, and he knows when to pick his spots. He knows how to play the game the right way. So if Jaylen Brown can continue to be playing at this level, you are going to be seeing the Boston Celtics for a lot of years to come. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Check out my other videos, but I am out. Peace.